Look at that. Read it. Read it. Warning. In this podcast at your own risk. Personal growth podcast starting soon. You will not exit the same person you were when you entered life. You don't get you get to show up with excuses, but you don't get to leave with them. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Welcome to the first edition of the Mental Martial Arts Podcast. Defend yourself against your toughest opponent, you. If your life sucks, it's because of you. Now, what are you going to do about it? This ain't about motivation. This is about real world shit. This is about how you really make a change in your life. And I've been teaching, and today's subject is competition. Because competition in all areas of your life will help you succeed. And I'm going to break that down for you a little bit. But I've been teaching mental martial arts since the late 90s. And it originated from teaching martial arts. I started having, a little bit of success in business and was doing pretty good. And I would have friends from my studio, from my own dojo, and then even friends from other dojos, from other studios, because we competed every week, Saturday and Sunday somewhere. We were at tournaments, so you develop friendships, and you look forward to kicking each other's ass every weekend. And then even during the week, we would show up at other friends studios, dojos, and work out with them. And over again, I kept having these guys that I respected the hell out of ask me, man, Brian, how are you doing it, man? You seem to be doing pretty good in business. You're a beautiful wife. Life seems to be, from what we see, really good. And inside the dojo, man, these guys were super successful. Green belts, brown belts, black belts, second degree, third degree black belts. But outside the dojo, life was shit. Couldn't hold a job, going from job to job, start a business, close it, start a business, close it, couldn't grow a business, relationships, even family. I would look at it. I wouldn't bring it up. I wouldn't say anything. But when they come to me and ask for help and give me the pity party, I'd say, dude, man, if you're doing it in here, if you succeed in here, it's easy to succeed out there. Everything that we're doing in here, just do out there and boom, boom, man, easy. I'm telling you, it's easy. Should I say it's simple? Maybe not easy. Because you've got to have the discipline and you got to have the consistency. But they would come to me and they say, oh man, Brian, but you don't understand. I had this type of dad growing up. I had this mom. I was in this. I'd say, oh, no, you don't understand. Sit down. Let me tell you a story. Trust me, your background and your growing up ain't going to be, mine, but it ain't going to be worse. No, don't come. You don't get to come here with that bullshit. Hence the warning sign. You don't get to come here with that bullshit. If your life sucks right now, it ain't because of nothing that happened to you in your past. It's everything that has happened and everything action that you take from today forward. Maybe you've never heard this before. I doubt it, but maybe. But you're hearing it now. And everything that you think happened to you to harm you has actually helped you. And you can write this down on a piece of paper, take it to Kinko's, have it blown up, and put it all through your house. And that phrase is this: everything that happens to serve me. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. I'm going to say it again. I should type it out. Everything that happens to serve me, happens to serve you. All of it. God in his infinite wisdom doesn't put you in anything that you can't handle and work through. And life will continue to give you those lessons until you're smart enough to learn from them and stop doing it. I sold my first hardwood floor business. Hence, all these manuals that I'm now offering to business owners. Uh, in late, I think 2001, 2002 or something, I got rid of everything. And I mean, I got rid of everything. I sold the house, I sold the cars, I sold the cabin, I sold everything. I mean, we left California and moved to Myrtle Beach. And I hit the traveling circuit, you know, with people like Mark Victor Hansen, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, all those guys, Jim Rome, for 3 years. And I promised my family, I'm saying, man, I'm going to do this for 3 years. And if you guys don't like it in Myrtle Beach, we'll move back to California. Uh, and I enjoyed those 3 years. I got a little tired of traveling, but not really. But at the end of the 3 years, the family wanted to move back to California. I was making okay money in the personal development seminar world, but not enough to live in California, enough to live in Myrtle Beach. So we moved back to California like I promised. I got back into construction, started another company, sold it, all that stuff. Caesar just showed up. Caesar, can you hear me? Type in if you can hear me or something. I see you down there in the green room. I know you're busy, so I ain't gonna bring you in. But yeah, so I was making, and I guess at this point I'd probably be making great money in the personal development speaking world. I used to do leadership development for, you know, NASA, you know, you name it, big companies, AT&T, and you know, all of them, but not enough to live in California. It ain't cheap living here. So, but it's worth it. So that was that journey. And through the years, I mean, that's how I started this whole, like, I've never been a business coach, consultant, but over the years, I've had so many guys, because again, man, you go to these dinners and these golf outings, and I mean, you meet people in the industry. And again, they would come to me for advice, and I'm like, dude, you coming to the wrong guy. I quit school at 16. You don't want no advice from me. But so I started putting together mental martial arts, because I knew everything that we did in the studio, if you applied it to the outside world, it would work every time without fail. Every time without fail. And I'm teaching these guys self-defense, physical self-defense. Mickey, you know, you got season passes to Mickey, man, that costs money. And I realized that I'm teaching these guys how to physically fight and defend themselves. And honestly, unless you're a weirdo like me, you may get in one fight your entire life after high school, unless you're hanging out doing the wrong stuff like me. So I'm teaching these guys physical self-defense, and I realized way back then that their number one opponent wasn't someone that they were going to be meeting on the street. It was this guy, this dude. It was themselves. And I was talking to Doug a couple of weeks ago about getting in my ice plunge, and he's asking me. And I've had a couple of people ask me, "Hey man, is that really healthy? Healthy? Does it do stuff for you?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't have a clue. I don't know. I mean, studies and all the other shit says it does. It helps build brown fat and all this other stuff. But I know as a society, as a human race, we have gotten weak because we don't let ourselves feel any kind of discomfort. I mean, we got to be in an air-conditioned house in the summer, heated house in the winter. We go from the house to the car and turn that heater on, turn that air conditioner on. We can eat every and anywhere at any time, at any minute. And none of that has ever been the case throughout humanity. So I know when mentally for me, when I start my day off with the ice plunge, and I've been doing it now for 2 years at least, and it will be as hard I got in this morning. It was as hard this morning as it was the first time. It never gets easy. And I told Doug, I said, yeah, man, my punk ass side of my brain tries to talk me out of it every morning. And I'm like, no. You got to fight it. You got to fight it. Little jab, little Aikido jiu-jitsu on it. And I force myself to get in, knowing it's going to be painful as hell. God, whoo, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Man, you step your foot in, you're like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then the punk ass brain really jumps in. Come on, man, you don't need this. You know, that's bullshit science anyway. It ain't doing anything for you, blah, blah, blah. And I sink down. boom, put my head in. Like feel like needles are stabbing you in your skull, all through your body. You want to tense up, boom, and you have to relax. You got to breathe. You got to breathe and realize that you ain't dying. You ain't dying. Uh, when I'm doing all day events, or I do a 2-day event called mental martial arts. That's what corporations would bring me in to do. And we do a lot of it during the 2 days. And a lot of that is breathing exercise and teaching yourself because the brain has two purposes: keep you alive and keep you safe. That's it. That's why a negative ad uh, will outsell a positive ad probably 20 to 1 every time. That's why politics, they always preach and scream how bad the other guy is going to make stuff, not how great they're going to make it, because subconsciously the brain really don't care about that positive shit. You can sit around all day long and meditate and sing kumbaya and butterflies. Nah, no, no. Let the alarm go off and that there's a fire and your ass will get up, because you can lay in bed comfortable and hit the snooze a lot of times, but you smell smoke, the brain's like, oh, get up, get up. And we teach that, and that's during the 2-day process. That's what I try to teach: is you get to determine what is as important as life and death, because it's got to be as life and death for you to take action. I don't want to get off of today's subject because it's competition, but I realized teaching martial arts, it was more important to teach mental martial arts so that they could defend themselves against that punk ass brain than it was physical self-defense. And in all areas of life, when I stopped, and I didn't stop doing the personal development, I just don't do it like I did. I was trying to do 2 or 3 events a month, and now I do 2 or 3 events a year. Huge difference, right? So, and even my friend and mentor Les Brown, not Les Brown, but Zig Ziglar said, and he got the quote from someone else, but it was, money is not the most important thing in the world, but it's up there with oxygen. Money's not the most important thing in the world, but it's up there with oxygen. And he said, be wary of people who say money's not important, because they'll lie about other stuff too. I still love that shit, right? Be wary of people who say money's not important, because they'll lie about other shit too. It's true. It's true. It's true, man. So doing personal development, mental martial arts for 3 years, traveling the world, honestly, everything is connected to everything, man. It's like a wheel, and the spokes on a wheel. I'd like to take this camera outside and show you my Harley Davidson with all the spokes that's in the wheel. Man, there's so many different spokes in our life, and it's like the chicken and egg, which came first. Because I'm telling guys, oh man, and I'm not a be positive motherfucker. I am not. Shit, I don't know, maybe 80% of the time you don't need to be positive in your life. You need to be mad. Because when you're mad and you're angry, you get some shit done. I mean, because you try talking to your kids and ask them to do stuff nicely. Come on now, you got to take out the trash. Hey, I need you guys to help me out this week. Oh, can you pick up the stuff in your bedroom? Oh, thank you, honey. Okay, you want to do and nothing is done. But when you say, hey, take that damn trash out. Get in there, pick that shit up. I ain't telling you no more. Then they look at you like you're crazy. They take out the trash. They clean up the room, and all the dishes in the house are done. I mean, they walking around outside looking for shit to wash, because you got to scare them. You got to scare them. And you got to scare yourself, man. You got to scare yourself. For me, and I've shared this story 1,000 times. This may be the first time I've shared it. It's definitely the first time I shared it in a podcast. But I am right now exactly where the Creator, God, has always wanted me to be. And I'm there at the exact time. And I'm doing exactly what He wants me to do. And I say that because I know even at the age of 9, I grew up in the projects in North Carolina. The projects are these apartments that the government pays for. And every Sunday morning, a church bus would come through the complex, through the project. And I knew if I was outside waiting on that church bus, it would pick me up. So I would, every Sunday I went to church. I'd get dressed up in whatever fancy clothes I had, which were not fancy, trust me. But back then you used to get dressed up to go to church. Now they just show up in shorts and flip flops. It's a different time. But I'd get dressed up in whatever I thought was nice clothes, and I'd be out there waiting on that church bus. And 9 years old, in the afternoon, the church bus would drop you off, and it'd give you like a bag of M&Ms or Hershey's or something like that. So I'm 9 years old. I'm stepping off this church bus, and as I'm stepping off, the bus driver yells at me, "Hey, Brian!" And I step down, and I look at him, and I grab my candy bar a little bit tighter because I ain't, maybe he's gonna ask for it back. I ain't giving it back. I'm gonna run. But he says, "Hey, what are you gonna do when you grow up?" I mean, I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the apartment I'm getting ready to walk into, and I'm looking back at him, and I'm 9 years old. And right now I'll be 61 this year, and I still don't know what I'm gonna do when I grow up. So I know I didn't know at 9. But I looked at him, and I looked at that apartment, and I looked back at him, and I said, I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do when I grow up, but I know exactly what I'm not gonna do. And he smiled just a little bit, had that little handle, you close the door, and drove away. And I don't know what made me say it, but I guess I did. It was kind of like back then, that was like probably the first seed that God planted, saying, because I knew, see that church bus come by. I knew if I was outside waiting on that church bus, I wouldn't be at home Sunday morning when all the drunks woke up, because my mother was an extreme alcoholic. All her friends would show up on Thursday, and they'd be drunk Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I knew if I was on that church bus Sunday morning, I wouldn't be at home when they woke up. So for me, it was a way out, and I got a free candy bar. Thank you. But I knew at 9 what I wasn't going to do, because it was like God telling me, it's like, hey, man, you may not know what's in store for you right now, but it ain't that. That's not you. That's not who you are. So even now, back then, even in the mid 90s, when I'm teaching mental martial arts and I'm sitting guys down, and even now, it's like I'm asking, what do you want? Where you want to be 3 years from now? Where you want to be 5 years from now? The first question I ask business owners, really business owners, first question I ask business owners when I start working with them is like, where do you want? What kind of life do you want 3 years from now, 5 years, 10 years from now? Honestly, because that's what we're doing. We're designing. Because Elon does the shit that he does because he loves it. PBD does the shit now that he loves because he loves it. I don't know if he loved selling insurance. I know he didn't love selling gym memberships, but he found a vehicle that made him money. And that's what most of us do. We either get a job or we start a business that will make us money, hopefully, that will provide the kind of life that we want to provide for our family. That's what it was for me. I'm pretty sure that's what it is for about 99.7% of the population. That's why when Zig says money's not the most important thing in the world, but it's up there with oxygen. All of that to say this, you've been following the story. If you need to go ahead, I'll wait. Rewind. All of that to say this. I'm teaching mental martial arts, traveling the world with all these great speakers, living the dream. But you're asking positive, or find the positivity in all bad things, find the lesson in all bad things. And it's hard, man. When you're broke, when you're waiting on the welfare check, that's why I'm not a fan. You want to talk politics? Let's talk politics. I'm not a fan of welfare. I am not. The first 18 years of my life was on welfare. The majority of my relatives still on welfare. It makes you a slave to the system. It does not encourage you to be the best that you can be. I'm not a fan of it at all. So that's why I'm saying, man, it's all these spokes in a wheel. Everything is connected to everything. No such thing as balance. Get away from that. We do a whole presentation just on balance during the 2 days event. But it, when you've got money, it's easier to talk about personal development. It's easier to talk about, oh, find the good in all the bad. Yeah, no shit, bitch. You paying your bills on time. No shit, bitch. You ain't got to borrow money to keep the lights from being turned off. Yeah, find the positive in that. Uh, and I've been on both sides of the tracks, uh, so we can talk about either one. Trust me. Trust me. I've spent more time poor, far more time poor, and when I say poor, I mean real poor, than I have with money. I've had money, not had it, had money, not had it. Trust me, money is better. Uh, so tune in every week, and I'll tell you that your life sucks because of you, and only you can change it. And with that said, today we're talking about competition. Uh, Competition in all areas of your life will always help you succeed. It will always help you succeed. Competition reveals your weaknesses. Uh, and there's no way to, honestly, man, there's no way to grow without pain. A little bit of me, and I ain't gonna get into, I'll talk politics, but I ain't gonna talk religion. I do find the good in all religion, but a little bit of me feels like we came from heaven and we picked, because in heaven, if everything is great and it's supposed to be, right, you can't grow as a spirit. You can't grow if everything is perfect, like all the books promise it's going to be. But I feel that maybe we left heaven to come down here and go through the misery of humanity so our spirit can grow. You with me? I said a little deep. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go that deep this time. I didn't want to go to that deep on the first date. It's like having a date for the first time. You can't go too deep with a date. You don't have no second date. See, I go too deep, y'all won't show up next Wednesday. But that's kind of my mindset. Well, who told you that, Brian? I don't know. The same spirit entity that told me at 9 years old what's in that apartment is not you. Maybe that's what told me. But you can't grow. You can only grow by going through pain. My job as a parent is not to keep you from going through pain, because I know it's the pain and the struggles are the only thing that you're going to be able is going to help you grow. There's no way I can tell you everything. You will not grasp it. You cannot learn the lesson unless you go through it a little bit. You can tell someone, a child, over and over again, don't touch the fire. Don't touch the fire. That fire's hot. Man, it'll burn you. None of that means anybody touched the fire until they grab the pot that's hot. Woo! I know what you mean now. We're they get it. They get it. Your job. Uh, and so, if you're watching this, shoot me a little message over here on comments. Let me know everything's good. Glenn said, All right, we're back. Yeah, that shit is over. I'm calling Elon, getting Starlink hooked back up. This is bullshit. So, competition in every area of your life is what's going to help you succeed. And as a parent, we don't want the kids to fall in a lake of fire. As a business consultant, man, I can teach you everything to do to grow your business. Because as your business, and that's why we're doing this. I've always known like everything in your life and your business will get better as you get better as a person. There's no other way. My friend and mentor Jim Rohn says, I wish for everyone on the planet to earn $1 million, not because of the money, but because of the person you have to become in order to earn the $1 million. And when he first told me that, I didn't get it. I realized what he meant. Everything in your life will get better. Everything in your business will get better as you get better. So as a business consultant, I mean, I can sell you the manuals, help you for your company. I can tell you everything, the marketing, the websites, the everything, right? And all it does is it shortens the learning curve and it makes the pain a little bit less. Because anyone who tells you it's going to be easy and you're going to be able to grow a business without pain, they're full of shit. And just like the money, they'll lie about other things to get out. Uh, but competition in every area of your life, man. The competition is going to reveal your weaknesses. Uh, when we're sparring in class, uh, no matter how many times I tell the dude, keep your hands up, keep your hands up, boom, he gets hit in the head a couple of times. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Do you need to be hit in the head 5 times? After about 3 or 4 times, he understands what you mean by keep your hands up. Keep your distance, learn your distance. How fast can you go in? All of that stuff. You learn your weakness. You learn where you need to be before you attack. You don't get better. You don't get better or stronger by avoiding the fight. That only prolongs the pain. You get that? You do not get better or faster by avoiding the fight, by avoiding the competition. It only prolongs the pain. You've got to go through it. You've got to go through it. And most people, when they come into the dojo, to the studio for the first time, sparring is probably the scariest part of a karate studio. And every time, if it's your first day in my dojo, before you leave, you will fight. Before the end of the class, we're like, gear up, give me some gloves, give me some feet pad. And you don't know shit about shit. But I'm going to tell you, hey, you stand there. This guy's going to stand here, get in a fighting position. You don't know what a fighting position is. You probably learned it during the first 45 minutes of class. But I'm going to say, get your hands up. This guy's going to try to hit you. Don't let him. I want you to hit him. And then we put you with someone who's a little bit more advanced, who won't hit you as hard and will let you do pretty good. But you get hit a little bit. And you realize, man, it didn't kill me. You may get the air knocked out of you. I'll stand you up, teach you how to catch your breath. You may get hit a little bit, maybe get a little bit of blood, but you understand that, hey, wait a minute, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And that's the beginning. And that's what it is through all of your life. It's going to be a little bit of pain. Get used to it. Learn to enjoy the pain. As ugly as that sounds, I did. Uh, and with my class, we take my 5-year-old students, we put them in the corner. I'll get 2 more students, 5 or 6 years old, put the gloves on them, and they're standing in front of the kid in the corner. And I say, go. And it's up to the 2 kids to beat the shit out of him or her. And it's the kid in the corner. It's their job to get out of the corner and run across the room. And I say, go. And the parents are sitting over there with their eyes like this. What the hell? What did I bring my kids to? My baby's only 5 years old. Yes. The sooner we start, the sooner we get better. uh, and their job is to take a couple of punches, give a couple of punches, get out of that corner and run across the room. Because the lesson is when you're at school, when you're somewhere and you're alone and you don't have your parents or friends to protect you, you're more likely to get picked on when you're at the bathroom at school, or when you're maybe in an elevator or somewhere. Two or three guys are going to get you in a corner or something. And I don't want you to stand there like Jet Li and act like this is a movie and you're going to do all that shit. No, man, your job is to protect yourself, keep yourself safe, and get out. And that means you're going to have to take a couple of punches. You're going to take a couple of kicks, give a couple of punches, give a couple of kicks, get out and get safe. Uh, and that's all areas of life, man. All areas of life. Uh, the competition will push you beyond your limits because you don't know what you can do until you've tried. If you haven't seen Runaway Train, it's a movie back in the late 80s, maybe 94. I don't know. Look it up. Runaway Train with Eric Roberts and uh, Angelina Jolie's dad, whatever the hell his name is. But they break out of a prison in Alaska, and everything is just ice, snow, and the train conductor dies and has a heart attack, falls off the train. The train's run away, but so they got to try to get to the front and stop it and all this stuff. And there's a girl that's on there. I mean, I used to love it. I don't know. It's been a long time. I've watched some of these old movies, and they're not the same. But there's a scene in the movie where he's telling Eric Roberts he's got to climb outside of the train. There's snow and ice. Trains running at 100 and some miles an hour, and he climb up on the window, and he's got to get inside and grab, whatever, slow it. And Eric Roberts is, going back and forth. And he goes out a little bit and he comes back in and he's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And the dude's hitting him and slapping him, telling him, you don't know what you can do. You don't know what you can do. You don't know what you can do until you try. You don't know what you can do until you try. I'll do it. And he goes out and he's already hurt and all this other shit. And he does it. But it's true, man. Until you push yourself beyond your limits, you don't know. That's the whole point of getting in that effing ice bag, ice plunge every morning. It's every area of your life. You've got to make yourself do better. You got to push yourself in all areas, and that's why the competition. Uh, because if you don't have the competition, you get comfortable, and comfort kills. Without someone chasing you, without someone ahead of you, you'll get comfortable, you'll get lazy. You need that competition. Uh, and for the guys, whether it's the karate studio or if it's someone in your business, in your area, whatever it is, be thankful for that person. Be thankful and grateful for that person. Look at that person and go, man, all right. I see what he's doing. I see what they're doing. Learn how they're doing it. All the information is on the internet. It's only up to you to take the daily actions to get stronger. You don't get stronger going to the gym January the 1st every year, and that's it. You get stronger and better by going every day of the year. You get that? Most people go every year, every year. And then that's it. You got to go every day, a little bit, every day, baby steps, every day. Glenn said, my baby's only 5 years old. My baby's 10 years old. My baby's 15 years old. Then they live in the basement till who knows. That's it. I'm trying to keep mine at home as long as I can, Glenn. Um, but so you learn, so you see whoever is ahead of you and you set that as your next goal. Uh, to get better than that, to get compete against them. You got to use your competitors, your competition, your competitors. You got to use their success as a blueprint, not an excuse. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it a little bit slower. You've got to use your competitor's success as a blueprint, not an excuse. When I first started out, I used being a dropout, high school dropout, as an excuse for a long time, right? I worked with a guy named uh, Kerry Conley, God bless you. I don't even know where you're at today, brother. Hope you're doing great. American Hardwood Floors over in Lakewood, California. I worked for him for years, and he had a really successful. He had a lot of crews, and he didn't even know how to do the trade. He had a master's degree in business from Chicago, moved out to California, and looked around for a couple of years to decide what business he wanted to start. But that was my excuse was, oh, well, he went to college. He had a master's degree in business. He knows all this stuff, and that's why he's successful. I can't do anything like that because I can't even read. I quit school. My mom was an alcoholic. My dad was never around when he was around. Him and my mom just beat each other up till the police show up. You got all the excuses, and that's all they are. Everybody's got a fucking story, right? He still has a huge company in Huntington Beach. Uh, and I used to tell myself, oh, well, he was adopted by his dad, and he don't even have a contractor's license. He's using his dad's contractor's license, and it was him that got him started, and that's why he's able to make it. And it's like, they're all fucking excuses. You got to get this, man. Those were all my fucking excuses because I didn't want to work my ass off. I didn't want to listen to the cassette tapes. I didn't want to go to the seminars. I didn't want to stay up later and do all the work that you need to do until you get, until something in your life happens. And for me, it was the wife and kids, and I wanted to provide more for them. And I knew in order to provide more for them, I had to have my own business because someone's only going to pay you so much. They can only pay you so much. They can only pay you and then I got my own business, and then I realized, shit, I was making more money working for someone else. Thank God I met a dude who told me if you got to be there, it's not a business, it's a job, and started that whole development. But anything holding you back right now is just a bullshit excuse. It's a bullshit excuse. You can't let You've got to be able to look out and see all these other people doing better than you. And I'm not talking about, and this will not happen again. Uh, Elon will fix it. I ain't talking about jealousy or whining about other body like I was doing. And I tell you guys, ass, because that's what's going to make you better. Iron sharpens iron. You want to look for people to kick your ass. When I started my martial art, which is Kaju Kenbo, Kakenbo, karate, judo, jujitsu, Ken is Kempo, Bo's Kung Fu, and Chinese boxing. Originated in Hawaii, 47, 45. After the Second World War II, all the Navy and Army guys were in Hawaii stationed and kicking and beating the locals' ass. And all these black belts from different styles got together. A lot of this shit that we do just doesn't work in the bar. It doesn't work on the street. So they got together all these different styles, which back then was very taboo. We original mixed. Let's only work on the stuff that works in style. So the school I started off was in a town called Glendora, California, and there were some tough dudes in there. And I mean, I took to it like a water. Loved everything about it. We go to a seminar. Matter of fact, my teacher was holding the seminar, and another style, the same style of Kimbo, another school from England. These guys came in from England, wiped the floor with these I thought were so. My eyes were like this. I was like, "Who in the hell are these people?" I'm this young little stupid white boy from North Carolina, and I'm like, "Hey man, where's your school at? Where's your school at? Can I come down?" They say, "Yeah, you can come anytime you want to come. Come on down, man." These ain't like what? I said, "There's tougher people than that." They said, "Man, you got to meet this dude named," and they were in whoop whoop. Here's in Inglewood, driving down there, man. I drove days a week just to get my ass kicked, right? Just to, and and they respected the hell out of me for it. They're still my best friend because I would give as well as I received. So, but iron sharpens iron, man. You got to be in two or three events, at least one or around other business owners, and do not buy into their bullshit story. Whining and crying, that's not you, man. You're looking for the ones who are talking about all the shit that's going on good, and they'll say this was bad. I did this. That's what we're like. Tomorrow we've got Master Your Business podcast, where it's an open forum. It's open up when we talk about your business and how you can grow it. And how if your business sucks, it's because of you. What are you going to do about it? But iron sharpens irons. I would do that. But in all reality, all of today is about this. Your toughest opponent is you. The only person you really should be competing against is you. If you call my phone, uh, you'll hear the recording that has been there for 35 years. Even that cassette tape recording message. Hey, you've reached Brian Adams here. Back to you as soon as possible. And remember, make today better than tomorrow, better than today, better than yesterday, tomorrow better than today. That's it, man. Every day, 7 days a week, every day you are in competition with the person that you were yesterday. Every day you want to be a better person than that guy was yesterday in every area of the life, in every area of. And are you going to do? No. Most of the days you're going to fail. Most of the days you're going to fail. But the goal is to whoop that dude's ass, to whoop yesterday's Brian's ass. That's your goal. Every day you got to wake up and say, I'm going to whip that dude's ass from yesterday. Be a better dude today. My business is going to be better today. I'm going to be better today in every way. And it ain't going to happen, man. You're going to fail. Over and over again, you're going to fail. Man, and if you see the movie with Kurt Russell, where he's the ice hockey coach and the ice hockey team goes to the Olympics, and they're I think it's the one they won. They beat the Russians, I think. And I should know this because my buddy Ruben Gonzalez, that movie changed his life. He set the goal to get it to the Olympics, and now I think he's been 6 times, 6 different Olympics in the luge. He's the luge man. Look him up. But in that movie, and I say this quote to me, God, at least once a month, uh, probably once a week when I'm playing golf, right? Because when I'm playing golf, I'm gonna get to the quote. But when I'm playing golf, I'm not playing. I play with friends that I played with for 40 years, right? Little 50-cent bet on every hole, that kind of shit. closest to the green, closest to the hole on par threes, yada, yada, yada. Uh, I'm never in competition with them. I'm always in competition with me and the course. I'm trying to beat the course. I'm trying to beat the guy who showed up last week. I'm trying to do better than that guy did. Uh, how they play has nothing to do with me. How people treat you has nothing to do with you. Uh, I've heard guys say, "Oh man, I bent over backwards for this client. I did this for this person. I dated this girl and I did all these things for her. And I ain't gonna ever do that again for another client. I ain't gonna ever do this for another person when I'm dating and stuff." No, man, no, 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 no. Don't let someone else's attitude and personality change your attitude and personality. Did you get that? Do not let someone else's attitude and personality change who you are. You have to be the light on the hill. When you walk into a room full of people, they're either happy to see you show up or happy to see you leave. And no matter how they treat you, you cannot let that determine who you are. I block a lot of people on Facebook, don't I, Charlie? I block a lot of people because Charlie told me, man, just block those people. So I just block them. I don't even deal with them anymore. If you ain't watching this right now, it's because I blocked you. So you got to look for better people to spar so that you, and the person that you're sparring with is the person that you were yesterday. And you got to track it. You've got to have these journals. You've heard me say it, man. It's like, here's your sword, here's your shield. You've got to keep track of every area of your life. Well, that sounds like a lot of work, Brian. Yes, man. Life is work. Life is hard. You seen the movie with Tom Hanks? There ain't no crying in baseball. It's hard. It's the hard that makes it great. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Man, you got to do the hard. Do the hard so everything else is easy. That's it. I'm going to get out of here. This internet's pissing me off. I want to finish with this. Compete with class and win with purpose. Design the life that you want to live, the kind of life that you want to provide for your family. Whatever business you want to start or job, even if you're working for someone, be the best employee. Be the there. Earn as much money as you can because yes, money makes a difference. Money, you can provide a lot more for your family. If you got a business, get these manuals. Provide more for your family. Build a better business. Because yes, money is important. People who say it's not, they can lie about other stuff. And go. Same time, same place, Batman. 3 o'clock, California time. It's master your business, dominate your trade, kick your competition's ass. It's open line. Join us for business consulting. All right, guys. See you next week for Mental Martial Arts.